Hi, welcome to the Counseling Center.
Hello.
My name is Tracy Brooks. Is it okay if I call you by your first name?
Yes, Darcel.
Okay, great. How are you today, Darcel?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, good. Have you seen a counselor in the past?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, although you may be familiar with the counseling process, I would still like to inform you that this is a safe space for you to discuss your emotions and express issues you may have that you may be dealing with. As a client here, everything discussed is completely confidential, um, with the exception of the discussion of intimate harm or self-harm or harm towards others, in which I must inform you that I am mandated by law to report.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will be asking you some questions and taking some notes, and it's just so the note taking is just so everything is fresh in my memory.
Okay.
Okay. Let's first start off with naming three things that would describe your life.
Um, I would say family, love, and loneliness.
Okay. Family, love, and loneliness. Okay. Okay. And so you said you've seen a counselor in the past. Do you mind me asking what reason?
It was for marriage counseling.
Okay. Okay. So what brings you here today?
The same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what are your hopes for? Should I say that? What are your hopes for today's counseling session and future sessions?
Um, to get direction, we tend to gravitate towards the same cycles, so we just want to get direction towards bettering our relationship and just being able to have better communication.
Okay. So you say better communication.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you say cycles, you mean cycles in the marriage of
Just things continuously happening. It can be the same thing over and over.
okay.
Causes a lot of anger.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's just the same cycles from. It could be with finances. It could be us and our miscommunication. It can be just different things that are very repetitive.
Okay. Okay. So, you said family, loneliness, and family, loneliness, and love.
Yes.
Okay. So, what in particular did you want to discuss, like in today's session? Because I know we have a few things. You have the cycles of your marriage. You have the frustration of your marriage. You have just different things to break down the communication and stuff like that. So, what would you say you want to
Just gaining direction. I would say the cycles are a big issue. So without those, I think we can work better together as a team
Okay.
to bring about better results, to bring unity and just more togetherness than what we've been experiencing.
Okay. And one of the three things that you described your life with, you said loneliness was one of them. So would the loneliness be related to the team as far as being a team?
Mm-hmm.
That's, okay.
Yeah.
Is that where the loneliness come from?
Yeah, because sometimes with the miscommunication, I feel like I'm kind of in it by myself because I feel like he's selfish
Okay.
to our marriage, to me, sometimes to our kids. So I just, yeah, that's where it comes from.
Okay. Okay. So, with your past Well, and you said angry. You get really angry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what do you think that causes the anger? Do you feel like maybe you're not being heard, or exactly what do you feel?
Yeah, it would be basically that not being heard. I feel like I'm pushed to the side a lot. I feel like my opinion is obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
It's doesn't exist,
Okay.
which brings a lot of miscommunication because we can talk about something and then we can have to and then he turns around and does the complete opposite of what we just agreed on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so him not following through, but then
Hmm.
just the same behavior, repetitive behavior over and over again.
Right.
And I can understand that because it's like, when you have children and you ask them or tell them to do a certain thing like chores or something like that, and
Hmm.
then they say they're going to do it, and you're hopeful, and like,
Right.
okay, it's going to get done, and then it doesn't get done, and it's this cycle over and over and over again, and you find yourself getting really frustrated and angry and
Hmm.
tired. So yeah, I can understand that. So your feelings
Yeah.
are really valid as far as how you're feeling.
Hmm.
We just have to figure out ways to to kind of bring everything to the forefront and find effective ways of dealing with things
Right.
and resolving things. So
Hmm.
okay, um, would you be interested in bringing him in on the counseling sessions?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I kind of wanted to come by myself in the beginning
Okay.
just to kind of get direction in case there was something within me that I need to
Okay.
change.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, eventually I do want to bring him into sessions.
Okay. So when you're, how do you feel you're dealing with these things once they, I know you said angry. So how do you feel? Like, where are you at in terms of?
Mm, right now, I think I am on the verge of giving up. I think that my my I think that how I feel now is if we're together, but if not, then we're not. So because I don't want to set a bad example for my children,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be an example, a godly example of what a wife is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a part of me is getting lost in my marriage, and I feel like I'm not. I feel like it's draining me.
Okay. Okay. So if there was one thing that you could, if your husband was here in the session with you and that he was willing to change, for the love of your marriage, the love of you, and your family, and he was really willing and sincere to change and to work on, what would that one thing you would request?
Communication.
Communication.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Or being that's part of communication. I was gonna say being a man of his word.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I would agree. If you don't have that, my dad would always say, if you don't have your word, you really pretty much have nothing.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's really important.
Mhm.
Being a person of your word. Okay. So what I would say is, what have you tried in the past as far as, have you tried exercises with communication? Um,
Yeah, we were supposed to write down. We were supposed to write down when we had an argument instead of addressing it at that time.
okay.
We were supposed to write it down and then look it over and think about it, and then come together instead of just arguing.
Okay. Have you found that to be effective?
No, because the counselors that we had, it wasn't like a follow through, so there was no accountability.
Okay. Now, I really think it's a really good exercise. but there has to be, and when you say follow through, you mean on your end, there's no follow through, or?
I would say both, because there was no one to hold us accountable. So we would start it in the beginning and then we would just drop off because there was it was like we
Okay.
were doing it for ourselves.
Oh, I see.
And then it became more of an arguing match than
Oh, okay.
keeping up with it.
Okay, so you mean as far as the counselor
Right.
being there to hold you accountable and the follow
Right.
through as far as with them as well?
Mhm.
Okay, I see. I see. Well, okay. So I think that I think we're on the right track here. Um, what I would say is I think it's a really good exercise to try. Maybe we can in another session get them in on it and then kind of go from there and see if they'd be willing to go through the exercise with us as well. But continue to, I would say, do some journaling, write down some things that that are dear to your heart and that you would like to work on in your marriage.
Okay.
And then we can revisit, maybe go home and talk to them about coming in, and then at a later date, and if you like, we can still meet one-on-one and go from there.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.